First of all, big up Maswera say greetings from Lenape Hoking, aka Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love and all sorts of other love. I want to start by gratitude to this community. Shout out to Vesa. Thank you for the positive feedback that you gave us on our SharePoint hackathon submission out in March. And also, Louise, thank you for inviting us to this call. Really glad to be circling up with you guys today. None of what comes next exists without the people in this room. So before I delve into the actual technology, I would like to get around, ground us in the why. So I've been a QA director on a phone call with my CEO on my honeymoon because regulators had decided to move our audit closer. It was rough. It was stressful. The team was pulling several all-nighters just to make sure that we met the needs of the regulators, and definitely not sustainable at all. Not because people didn't care, but because compliance shouldn't require that kind of crisis mode, and it shouldn't be painful. So that's what lit the fire under us to build this solution. So since we submitted our issue 242 in the SharePoint Hackathon, we've been hard at work. So that first issue was Heritage Valley Foods, a synthetic business that was we had the SharePoint and our compliance agent in two different surfaces. We learned a lot based off of the feedback we received from the community and some of the modifications and improvements that we saw from the people who won the actual hackathon. So very inspirational based off of what you guys did for us. And since then, again, we haven't rested. We built M1MT and we call it the Smart Binder. Now, it's not a wrapper. It's not ChatGPT in SharePoint t-shirt. It's a custom tailored suit grounded in real Pinnacle Pack data. Now, Pinnacle Pack is the natural iteration of Heritage Valley Foods. Our agent is not going to hallucinate. It refuses when the information that you're asking of it is out of scope, and it cites every source. What I'm about to show you lives inside the SharePoint tenant and not next to it. And just so I show you like a little bit of what it used to look like, this was the original Heritage Valley Foods binder on the left, and on the right is our compliance agent. So the individual navigating this would have two surfaces in which to interact with the information. And then we decided, nope, it has to be a lot simpler than that. And now it all lives in one place. So this is Pinnacle Pack. And as you can see, the Mint agent is right here in the chat. It is right here in your binder in the SharePoint. So the compliance work lives, again, where the buyer already lives. And just for quick context, BRCGS 9 up here, this is one of the largest standards that, this is one of the standards across the world, one of the largest standards that facilities running food in the world have to adhere to. So this is why we chose BRCGS 9 as our starting point. And yeah, the binder, the binder was built on BRCGS 9 and a rule book that the plant is going to be audited against. And yeah, the IT director, when they open this, they see trust, right? So it's admin approved scope. No personal tokens are used to get to the Mint agent. And this is the integrity layer that everything downstream ends up inheriting. So I'm just going to walk you guys through a couple of trials, and then let's see what happens when the quality leader asks a real question, right? And the answer is going to come back grounded. And I would like for us to watch the citations name the exact section of the exact controlled SharePoint file. So claim to receipts in under 2 clicks, the auditor's view and the QA director's view. So this is the same window into what's going on from a compliance perspective for the auditor and the client. And no one has to leave SharePoint. It's grounded, and it's not in the model's training data, but the real Pinnacle Pack documents. So the model can't tell you what's in contract that's not in the slice. It's a custom tailored suit, again, not ChatGPT t-shirt. And let's see what the model says with this first query. Okay, so show me the allergen management program for line 1. And this is what the model has been grounded in. So it tells us, okay, line 1, allergen management, slice 1 summary, what the retrieved artifacts cover for line 1. This is the excerpt from the allergen management program, and it references the line 1 directly. There's a corrective and preventative action document with the root cause narrative. This is what happened on line 1. And it also tells us what the retrieved excerpt does not contain, right? So it doesn't contain the section 5 client matrix. It can also delve deeper into what it can confirm from the retrieved artifacts, plus actions to do next, and again, citations all throughout. Plus, it makes sure to comment on what part of the BRCGS code is important for this particular query. And at the very end, you have what is being cited. So this allergen management program document, as well as which sections of the allergen management program document are being cited. So again, you can really quickly navigate your entire document management system right from the SharePoint interface. And then I'm just going to refresh this so that I can show you refresh this real quick so that I can get into the next query. So watch what happens when the question is out of scope. So the model should say, I don't know, and not, I don't have the information. It should point to, it points to the scope manifests, it refuses cleanly, and the auditors need to see this, right? A system that can't say, I don't know, especially for food manufacturer, is a system that introduces a very, very high level of risk, and people could die, right? Releasing a lot that is non-conforming out into the wild can have deleterious effect, if not deadly effects on the people out there. Okay, so slice 1 is a bounded proof. It's not an audit-ready binder. So slice 1 contains 7 artifacts, slots, 3 fundamentals. What's not in the slice that and would be required for the full audit-ready binder, and it tells us what we're missing. And then it accounts for the 9 out of the 12 BRCGS issue 9 fundamentals. And then it tells you any additional flags that are necessary for us to see. Plus, it also refers to who to escalate to in your facility, who has the final say on what is the important information. So, and again, it cites the sources of where it got this information. So Pinnacle Pack exists because this community refused to let SharePoint just be a file store, right? Our first public prototype, Heritage Valley Foods, was 2 surfaces, a classic SharePoint binder and M1NT on its own page. The hackathon submission was that sketch, right? 6 weeks later, 6 weeks of building with patterns in this room that you guys have been polishing for over 2 decades. Pinnacle Pack version 0.1 has Mint inside the page. Same tenant, 1 surface, and it's grounded in real data. At Matanga, we're not really selling chats, or we're not building chats. We're not putting ChatGPT like in a SharePoint t-shirt. We're building custom tailored suits, like compliant infrastructure inside the tools you live and trust for decades. We build, you keep, right? The systems live on the client's M365. You own them. If you decide not to work with us, that's perfectly fine. We're the partner that builds ourselves out of the job. So again, not a pitch, not just an invitation, right? Come and build with us.